Let's go live. I think we
Let's go
are live
live.
now, man. So,
We're live.
hey everybody, it's me and Kyle, the passive income investor. Hope everyone's doing great today. Just getting started off. We already got Dustin in the waiting room for us. This is good to see. We're off to a better start than we were last time. But my first thoughts was, Kyle, today I was thinking about, instead of being kind of like an investor and kind of being like someone that's buying and selling stocks, I was thinking of myself as more of a business owner. And I know you've talked about this before as well. Just talk about this for a minute or two, and then we'll bring in Dustin. But what are your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, excited to get some other chatters in here and have some good conversations. Obviously, I think it's probably the best advice, and it's probably the most obscure advice because everyone always looks at stocks, obviously, as those numbers going up and down. But better off comparing it to something like real estate. If you already own a house, would you sell it tomorrow? Would you be looking at those numbers every day? It's always kind of the same deal, right? But some common misconceptions, I guess, of the stock market. But it doesn't matter. All new people are like that, right?
Yeah, and I was kind of thinking about this as well. This is kind of an obscure sort of thought, but I was just like, man, how big league is being in the stock market? Because you think about it, it's like you're playing against everybody. Everybody's your competition. So like me and you, we're kind of battling it out in the stock market, trying to get the ownership of as much companies as we can. And if you think about it even that way, it's like, well, you're kind of even in competition with Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and Bezos to all try to acquire as much of a position in all these great American companies, or in some cases, international companies, to, better yourself and get yourself in a better position. I don't know. Just that.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to look at it as competing almost. It's not like it used to be, because the markets have been on an exceptional run. People keep forgetting that we're still in one of the greatest stock market expansions in history, right? So I don't think it has as much to do with competing as just owning the right assets. But the problem is the right assets, right? Like it's value investors. If you're new to value investing, you're trying to find stocks that are against the grade, that are on sale. That's when you'd probably be more competing against the market. But even still, the companies today aren't as risky to buy as they used to be, right? Because it's just every year, it doesn't matter. You can throw a dart at a board almost and make the right opinion and kind of pull it off. Competition's not as competitive as it used to be, because even Warren Buffett won't buy full companies anymore on his own, right? He goes to equities because it's cheaper to buy part of companies today than buying full companies. But that's a whole different level. So are we going to bring in
Boss Power? Yeah, I'm about to bring him in, but Boss Power brought up a good example. Your partner is really not competition, so that's a good one as well. But all right, man, we're going to bring in Dustin. I'm excited to meet him. He's from Idaho. So Dustin, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Good. You said you were telling me you're 18 years old and you're just started getting investing. How awesome is that, man?
The compound interest, the earlier you start, I know that's going with me. That's all I know.
Yeah, I was like, you hit me up on, it was either Instagram or Facebook, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm doing a live stream tomorrow, man. You got to get involved. And really curious to hear how you're doing, how you're starting your portfolio, and any sort of questions you have, man. It's welcome to Let's Talk Money. Let's get into it. Kyle, do you want to start off?
Actually, I've got a lot of questions for you because you're 18 years old. 18. Oh my goodness! I wish I even knew what the stock market was back then. But so you must just be finishing up high school then, yes?
I just finished high school last year.
Now, because you're so young, obviously, like, you got a few directions I'm sure you're looking in. What's your career outlook here? Are you going to plan on going to college, getting a degree? Are you going straight into work?
I went to college for about a month and a half, and then I dropped out. I was like, my passion doesn't lie within college, so I was like, I'm gonna go find my passion out in the world, and then just kind of live frugal. I already kind of been doing that my whole life, so just keep living frugal and just invest.
So you're already on the investment path, eh? I can't believe that. So what are you doing for day-to-day income?
Okay, so I had a previous job that was helping me build my income, but I just got a new job doing security, but I just got into it within Saturday was my first day.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so just got into this. So don't really know my income just yet. It's kind of just starting out.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any questions, Matt?
Well, I was just kind of wondering, because you're just getting kind of started in the market. So your time horizon, is it kind of like until retirement, or just consistently invest to see where it takes you?
just to see where it takes me, I guess. I mean, I've been watching some of your videos, so you said you're, like, time horizon, yeah, like could be for retirement or the next 5 years where I want to be, but I kind of want to have a diversified like portfolio. So I'll have my active investments, I'll have my Roth IRA for me going. I kind of want to have multiple things set up for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's really good. And have you kind of landed on how active or passive you want to be in terms of an investor? Is it something where you kind of just want to focus on getting your top line income growing, and you'll kind of just put away the money into a kind of preset list of investments, or is it something that you want to actively manage?
Okay, well, since we're going off that, I day trade Forex already and Indices and cryptocurrencies. So I've been learning that for the last 6 to 8 months, and I kind of wanted to see if I could translate that into day trading stock market. But I know being more passive would help me set up, over the years. So I kind of wanted to see if I could translate it over.
So a quick question for you. What's your win-loss right now? I know a few people doing cryptocurrencies that are just crushing it right now because the volatility seems to be following a good trend. But how's it going for you?
So I haven't probably traded the crypto in the last like 2 to 3 weeks because I was getting demolished in it. Like I said, I'm still kind of new to everything, but I've been trading the indices like German 30, UK 100, the S&P 500.
Yeah.
So that's where I've kind of been at right now. That's what I've been kind of doing. So I don't know really about crypto. Crypto I've been trying to stay out of because it'll bring you in and spit you out real quick. I've blown probably 4 accounts already. And
really?
2 of them were off crypto. I doubled my account off the crypto, then it blew the whole count. So I was like, oh, I need to stick away from that.
So if you haven't why are you trying to transfer it over to stocks?
Well, I mean, I want to have my income come from Forex eventually. So I'm trying to feed my income that I'll be getting from this job into Forex so I could double my profits. Then I could translate it into the stock market so I could have compound interest and my Roth IRA set up for me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So what do you mean by Forex?
So, I mean, this is how I've kind of done it. So I started in Forex, so it was like the foreign exchange currencies. That's where I started. And just within the last 2 months, I've kind of gone towards more than indices. So I started in the Forex, kind of learned all my patterns, kind of learned all my indicators in there. And then they translate into indices and gold and oil, and the cryptocurrencies all the same. So I just kind of say simply just Forex. I don't know what to call all of it into one.
Yeah. It's just curious because the investment philosophies we usually follow aren't too much into the day trading aspect of things. So I'm just so curious because I know people that do it successfully, but it's such a full-time job almost to sustain it. And usually in the long term, until you get like 5 years under your belt, like you don't get the full pattern aspect of it. Because if you look at most professional day traders on any aspect, usually their win ratio is pretty bleak considering they only make their real money like 5 trades out of the whole year, and the rest of the year it's just kind of in and out until you get those few big bangers. But I think at your age, man, I'd almost be more attracted to even just putting smaller amounts of money just into long-term stocks. I think because I tried day trading early on. I think Matt has similar perspectives on that. Nothing that he says you can't try, because I used to try day trading. I just found way more success with buy and hold, because you get some good companies, but as soon as you liquidate them, you still got to go find another one. And I mean, like I said, it's like throwing darts at a board right now, considering if you held on to stocks at any period of time so far, they've done pretty good. But I'm not going to get. I'm not too jabby about it, nonetheless. But I want to hear what Matt has to say.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I don't really have good experience day trading either, and the reason for me, at least, was I was in an office setting, so I would basically get into work at 7:30ish Central Time, and then by the time the markets open about 8:30 Central Time, I was buying stuff, and then I would have, like, let's say a 9 o'clock meeting or a 10 o'clock meeting. And so I'd be in the middle of like trying to day trade here and there while trying to get some work done. And I would end up in this meeting. And then by the time I left the meeting, would either be down on the position and so what I just generally focus that as, that whole roll up, is day trading just wasn't for me at this time. For me, not saying for you, because I just haven't had the ability to put the time forward. And so I think that, swing trading I could do, because that I can do more along the lines of timing and picking and choosing when something's right over the course of a week or 2 weeks, and then recognize a time to strike, and then swing over the course of several weeks, rather than trying to get in and out of a position within sometimes even less than a 30-minute time period, or maybe even less than a couple-minute time period, depending on how big your trade sizes are. I mean, I've seen some people getting in and out within less than 5 minutes, easy. And so I unfortunately just didn't have that amount of time to focus on a day-to-day basis, and it's something I want to try in the future for sure. Maybe as I continue to grow my portfolio, and I'm then able to get more, say, financially stable, where